you so much. Now I know where the one stream came from.
I am obsessed with it. I feel like I need to watch it again already. Before I saw the film, I saw so many TikToks talking about how, oh, y'all don't need to be singing in the theaters and things like that. And then, as someone who's new to Wicked, I didn't really get it. I'm like, are people actually going to be doing that? And then after watching the film, I'm like, I get it. I understand why people are going to be doing that.
Yeah.
I know now.
Yes.
Ariana, I'll start with you first because this is your... I don't know if you look at it as such, but maybe like a reintroduction to you as an actress because this is your first sizable role really since Victorious. So how does it feel for this to be a project that you love such as Wicked? And how do you think being in this role lines up to what you would hope to reintroduce yourself as the actress?
I mean, I think it's like such an incredible honor and privilege to be trusted with the responsibility of playing Glinda, and a role that I've loved since I was 10. And it does in a way feel like a reintroduction. I feel like for both of us, this baby of ours has been a secret for such a long time, and I know it's coming fast and it's loud and it's everywhere and it's, but it's been such an intimate part of our lives for the past 3.5 years. Between getting ready for the audition to now. So it feels really special, and it does feel like a reintroduction.
Yes.
Thank you for asking.
Of course. And Cynthia, for you similarly, I mean, we all know you to be this premier vocalist, but when I was thinking about it, a lot of that is based on the work we've seen on stage.
Yeah.
So what's that like to have this, really the first time on screen where we're seeing you perform and like that being in your element in this form? So it's like being able to have Wicked be that for you.
I mean, it's really, really special for it to be this musical, to be able to use my voice in ways that I haven't been able to before. I feel really privileged to be able to sing this music, and I'm glad I get to share with people.
Me too.
What I love, what I like to do.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's been a really wonderful journey to be able to connect the dots almost, to let people know this is part of me. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, it's just every time in the movie she opens her mouth is like the most insane thing that's ever happened in the history of Earth.
No, listen, when y'all started, the portion of the movie when y'all were singing, like I felt like I was levitating in the seat. Like I feel like, is this what Euphoria feels like?
Oh, that's good.
That's very good. Yeah.
Also in this film, I feel like both of your characters kind of go through a sense of being othered, whether that's like internally with themselves, how they may be feeling themselves othered and imposing on themselves, or by other people, their environment, their conditions. How are you able to relate to these characters, especially given the fact, you're in the industry, and I'm sure you've heard no a lot of times, you've had to try hard a lot of times. How did you relate to the experience of these characters in your own work?
I felt really like a kinship with her, not just because of her othering, but just because of her story, the difficulty that she has with her father, the connection between being an older sister and having a younger sister and navigating what that is. And I think that I've walked through this industry looking like myself, a black queer woman. I come in and sometimes it's
Gorgeous.
I love you, thank you. And it can sometimes be hard to work past that and work past people's preconceived notions. And I think that understanding that sometimes people judge you immediately, and then you have to push past that so that they can see your whole person, can sometimes be hard, but actually, in the end, when a person can see your heart and who you are, past what you look like, it's deeply satisfying. Can be frustrating to get there, but when you do, it's really satisfying.
Yeah.
It can be heart-opening,
Yes.
I think so. That's how I connect with her.
Well, thank you both so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see part 2. I need it injected in my veins. And I have to tell you, Ariana, the best thing you did for me this year was finally releasing Too Close on streaming. I just have to say.
Oh my God!
I just have to say.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I know where the one stream came from.
I thought when we saw it for the first time in the theatre that they might even levitate because of the strength
I
of Cynthia's
told Cynthia and
performance.
Ariana I felt like I was levitating on the songs.
Yeah.
I tell you, it makes you float on air. But there are two types of people in this world, I believe. Some who are great fans of Wicked, who are going to see it, and from what we gather so far, are going to be satisfied and delighted with everything they know and see. And then people who have never seen it, like my friend Andrew Vitero, never seen the stage show, saw it the other night. He's inculcated.
Some have Wicked thrust upon them.
enrolled. Yes, I think it's a crowd pleaser. You know, I don't want to promise anything or hope for anything. You know, but I have high hopes. I think people. John M. Chu did a crackerjack job, and the cast. Yeah, I think it's a
John Chu has never he's never had anything other than an absolute stonking hit when it comes to his projects.
Yeah. What's it like for both of you to like be in a project that has such like an intense fandom, like a lot of lore, like people, you know, are like already dressing as the characters now? Like, do you think it's a lot of responsibility and like just like living up to the hype? How does that work as actors taking on a project that has such hasn't even come out yet and people already
yeah.
Presumably, you've been in so many films where people dress up as you after the film. And is this what I'm trying to think of? Because everything is iconic, and you can go as Jeff. And I could do 10 years worth of Halloween's fancy dress as Jeff Goldblum. But is this the first time? I'm trying to think. Is it the first time that you've going into something where everyone has a very strong idea of what the character is?
Yeah, no, this is unique. No, I've never been in a movie. You know, I've been, movies taken from books that are popular or this and that. No. This has been a phenomenon for 20 years. Yeah. There are people already who are, devoted to Wicked. And yes, it gets you alert. It gets all systems go, and excited and trying to do your best to, fulfill the assignment,
There couldn't be a better wizard. Yeah. I remember when we found out that Jeff was going to be in it.
Well, Fierro, no better Fierro. That's true. I'm not just, show business batting back and forth. No, that's true. Fierro, is it Italian derived in something about fire? Is it Fierro? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Could be. There's a
I
spark to
co-sign that.
Anyway, he's from Winky country.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for chatting with me. And like, I need you all to do me a favor after this. I need you to ask Universal to release part 2 sooner.
For me, anyways, there's that pressure of wanting to take such good care of these characters and honor and build off of all the love that audiences have given and felt for all these characters throughout the years, but then in the wonderful and safe hands of John Chu and being surrounded by other incredibly talented castmates who have such a deep care for all the characters, in turn that made me feel like, oh yeah, I'm totally fine. There's no scenario, again, especially in the hands of John Chu and his incredible vision, that I think this could go badly.
Yeah, and I just, like, as one of those fans who really hoped that this was going to be done well, it felt like a real honor to be there and see that it was being handled, like, by people who care.
Yeah.
But I will say, I remember I was at a coffee shop with one of my sisters who lives in Boston, and she left for a little bit, maybe to grab the coffees, and I opened my phone and I saw that Cynthia was playing Elphaba and Ari was playing Glinda. And, I like a lot of things, but I could also be kind of judgmental. And I remember my sister coming back, and I was like, okay, so they did a really good job. Like, this is perfect. This is going to be amazing. And that was like a year and a half before I even had gotten an audition. Yeah. So I've been like pretty excited by the choices throughout, and I don't know, I had high expectations that it lived up to it for me.
And even for you of course are known for most of your work on stage. So what's it like for Wicked of all projects to be this big stage to screen jump for you?
It's exciting. It's so cool. Wicked is such a big part of Broadway and the Broadway community, and I've never been able to do it on stage, but I've seen it half a dozen times, and I feel like all of my friends have been in it, so it's been such a big part of it. I think it's like a fun way to sort of do the transition, because this movie it's not a staged, it's not a filmed play. You know, it's like really this beautiful piece of cinema, and but it's from source material that is something that I feel so like close to. So it feels like a really great balance for me, and it's super fun.